In this video, I'll show you how to take pictures like this with the Instax Mini 11. The Instax Mini 11 is a really fun camera. It's super easy to use, but sometimes it can result in slightly boring pictures. So in this video, I'll show you how to use external lights to try to take a little bit more artistic pictures, something that you wouldn't generally get from the Instax Mini 11 if you just use it in the normal operation mode. The Instax Mini 11 and the Instax Mini 40 are the same exact camera on the inside. They just have a different design and different plastic shell, but everything that I say about the Instax Mini 11 will work exactly the same with the Instax Mini 40. First, as a control, I took a picture of myself in a dark room with just a flash. I used the selfie function for this one as well. The picture is not bad, I'm exposed nicely, but it's kind of boring. The flashlight is pretty boring. It's all illuminated the same way. It's kind of flat looking, and you also see the kind of like harsh shadows. In order to get a little bit more creative with the Instax Mini 11, first I need to get rid of the flash. So you can't turn off the flash on the camera, it's a super simple camera. So the only way to eliminate the flash is to cover it with black tape. So this is a black gaffer tape. The gaffer tape is kind of like duct tape, but one thing that's nice about it, when you peel it off, it doesn't leave any of the glue residue. So I just covered the flash with the gaffer tape like this. So whenever I take pictures, the flash is essentially inactive. The camera still thinks that the flash is working, but there will be no flashlight that will get through. Since the room is completely dark and I killed the flash, now I need to add some external light source. So for that, I use this little Aputure MC light. This is a really cool light. I think it costs about $100. It has white light and also has RGB light, so you can set any color. It has a built-in battery. It's charged via USB-C, so it's super practical. I keep this in my camera bag all the time, and I use it for a lot of my pictures. What I did for this picture, I turned on the light with just the white light. I dialed the temperature to 5600 Kelvin. So it's nicely daylight balanced, and then I held the light just like this, just so it could illuminate only half of my face, and the other half should be dark and not illuminated, and that's what results in the more creative picture. And you can really play with this. You can put it on from the bottom, it will kind of have like a horror look. You can put it up top, you can really see and play around with it, so there's lots of different options. It really helps also if you have a friend who can hold it for you, so you can get really creative with this. And again, here's the type of picture that I can get from this. Since I held the light only on one side of my face, only half of it is illuminated, and kind of have this like really cool vibe to it. If I had two lights, I could set one at the kind of brighter setting on one side, and then I could have like a fill light on the other side. You could even have a different color there. So you can really experiment with this quite a bit. It's a lot of fun. These type of RGB lights are not that expensive. I think the Aputure light is kind of like the more premium one. You can probably find cheaper ones. One thing to know is that if you're taking pictures with the external lights and you're covering the flash, these lights are not as bright as a flash, so you're likely to get a longer shutter speed. So it's important not to move and not to move the camera, because otherwise you might get blurry pictures. So for the picture I showed you, I had the camera positioned on like a stack of books, and then I was trying to hold it really steady. And since this Aputure light is a RGB light, you can also use different colors. So here I have a blue, like that, and I can dial it to any color I want. So here I have like a little green, you can go yellow, red, you can dial through the whole spectrum. So you can really play around with this quite a bit, and you can get lots of different effects. One thing to note is that when it's in the color mode, it's not as bright as with the white light. Here's an example picture of what that looks like. So I dialed the light to the blue color, and I used a very similar setup to the previous picture. So if I had two lights, I could set the lights to different colors. So I could have like one half of my face blue, the other one red. So maybe I'll buy another Aputure light for myself so I can do more of creative shots like this. Each light is about $100, so it's not super cheap, but for me, since I take a lot of videos, I can use these Aputure lights even as my accent light in the background. Now you can see in the background that I have like a blue accent light. I just put the Aputure MC light in the back right behind me, just pointed at the wall, and I dialed the setting to like a blue color. And I think a lot of YouTubers use these type of lights for this kind of accent lights. So it definitely has a lot of uses. You can even use it as a camping light. If you don't want to spend any money on a separate RGB light, one thing you can use is also the torch on your smartphone. So here I have the iPhone 13. You can turn on the flashlight and then use the light from the flashlight like external light source. So this is definitely not gonna be as bright as a separate RGB light, but if you're patient and you can play around with it, you can probably achieve similar effects. And also, since everybody has a smartphone, you can probably find more than one phone really easily. and you can kind of play around with it. So you could put one here at the high power, and then maybe put the other one on the other side. Another thing you can also do is use the light from the display, so you can dial it to any color you want, but then the amount of light is gonna be really low. So I'm not sure if it's gonna work with the Instax camera. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing. I already have over 50 videos posted on the Instax cameras. I have videos on tips and tricks like this one. I have lots of different videos on comparing the different cameras and the image quality. So if you want to learn more about the Instax cameras, check out my other videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.